Justin Bieber got by Diddy.
It's not our fault that Usher didn't want to get fucked by Diddy anymore. It is not our fault that Usher didn't want to get fucked by Diddy no more.
Papa don't hit me no more. Kick in the door, waving the 4-4. All you heard was Papa don't hit me no more. Let's go. Kick in the door, waving the 4-4. Hey, 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 yeah.
Certain feeling, and I felt a certain way when Usher got on Shay Shay, and I don't mean to mention other people's platforms, but he got on Shay Shay and he mentioned how great and how good Puff taught him and everything. You know what I'm saying? About the business, right? I know, and people know, that was around that in that time that Puff and Usher did have a situation. And that situation led Usher to...
Diddy is moving wild, and now Usher is finally speaking out about his experience. This is deep, and people are not ready for what is coming. Usher is making it clear something was not right, and it is time to pay attention. This story is far from over.
I'm asking, because I know the topic is sensitive. What happened to Usher?
I heard about some music executive from the industry back in Harlem. You know, I heard it from some music executives back in Harlem. And I'm not gonna speak on their name. They doing programs and everything like that, and they may be doing something, they may speak on it themselves. But I heard it from some music executives.
What did you hear?
Bro, you know how people be talking, and we was around some people, something like that, and then some people might say, yo, I don't F with that dude. And at the time, I didn't even know who the F Usher was. You know what I'm saying? It was one of those type of situations. And when probably say, yo, man, I don't F with them niggas. Man, I'm getting out that industry and everything like that. You know, Puff sent this little kid to the hospital. How he sent her to the hospital? Man, niggas bleeding from the butt. And that's what was said. But I didn't even have a name for the kid at the time. Then you heard.
That's right, Diddy did something so serious to Usher that it left him in the hospital. This is not just a random story. This is a major moment that people need to pay attention to because the truth is starting to come out and it is only getting louder.
Don't sit on the bed at night, no homo, no, just don't get close to the bed. Don't get close to the bed, but it's just like, yo, we want to thank you for hosting the thing, man. It's been a pleasure. You didn't have to do it and you did it.
No, I definitely didn't have to do it. I definitely didn't have to. First and foremost, I'm not getting in the bed. Shout out to him and what he did. I'm just gonna, if we can, let's just put the camera a little this way, just so we're not. I don't want my shot to even, I don't want it to come close to the bed at all. Usher look like he fresh off a goddamn plane. Usher.
Fresh off the garden stage. That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, pause, but like, check this out. Back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the Frosted Flakes because he used to always get up early with me. Now he's one of the richest stars in the world. And
what the f did Puff just say? Nobody's gonna acknowledge this but me. Puff just said we used to wrestle over the Frosted Flakes. And we're streaming live. That was stupid. Listen, that was fucking stupid. Listen.
We're having a good time, yo. Usher made it.
And this story goes way back when Usher was just 14, full of talent and ready to take on the world. He had just signed with Lil Reed, and LeFace records the same label that helped launch some of the biggest names in music. Reed, who played a huge role in shaping Usher's career, made a bold move. He sent young Usher to New York City to live with Diddy, the man known for being the wildest party guy in hip-hop and one of the biggest names in the game.
To New York City. And I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp?
Yeah,
Flavor
that's
Camp.
what it was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
In the 90s, do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really. But it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
So nobody tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place. And I didn't necessarily understand it.
Biggie Smalls was there.
Biggie Smalls was there. Lil' Kim, Craig Mack.
All these people are hanging around.
Yeah, man. Faith Evans.
And your parents
Jodeci,
were
Mary
okay?
J. Blige. They didn't know nothing about this shit.
Oh.
I was having a good time. You know what I mean?
Does he have you doing any chores? Are you doing dishes at all? I mean, to keep you humble somewhat? Or are you just like, can you stay up till 4 a.m. with them and party?
I mean, I could. I actually stayed up longer than them.
And do you have money? What's going on?
I mean, I had like per diem. I had like,
what
like a living.
Life.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
14 years old. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy camp?
This was not just a move to a new city. This was a calculated push to take Usher out of his comfort zone and give him that hip-hop edge. Lil Reed himself said he wanted Usher to have that bad boy swagger, the kind of energy that was running the game at the time. Reed admitted he was handing Usher over to the wildest party guy in the country at an age where he still had to get his mom's permission. Reed said he did not know if he was being reckless or having a genius moment. His words show the mix of risk and hope behind this decision. He really believed this would shape Usher not just as an artist, but as a person. Usher later shared that he saw some things during his time with Diddy, some very curious things, but he always keeps the details vague and leaves us wondering what really went down.
He had been trying to get to Bieber for a minute, and his management was backing him off. But it wasn't until Usher took over management and had guardianship and gave temporary guardianship to the diddler for 48 hours. Think about that. He had already been to the hospital. That situation that Gene was talking about. And you still took Bieber there. But you got custody of him first. Diddy had already tried. They wouldn't let him. Actually, someone made reference to the fact that Diddy trying to get at Bieber the way he was trying to get at Bieber was looking a little predatory. And then Usher came in and discovered it and managed him and got custody of him and promised to look after him. And then he sent him to the diddler. Does that sound like a good guy?
It's horrible.
Does that sound like a good guy? Now that we know what Diddy's really like. They're not seeing what the intentions was in his heart when he took Justin Bieber there.
Oh.
Let's be honest. He took Justin Bieber there.
Despite the challenges, the experience ultimately paid off. Reed later remarked, Puffy did exactly what I wanted him to do for Usher and helped him cultivate this unique R&B sound. Diddy's influence played a part in shaping Usher's artistic identity, fueling his transformation from a talented teen to a music superstar, but at what cost? Becoming part of a larger trafficking conspiracy.
How dare you say a man that groomed you, you gonna give him a pass? Bruh, you know I know. Let me reframe you on something. Remember Usher? We was at the Swiss Hotel. Puff had Kim in the room. Had one of Keith Sweat's baby mothers in the big room outside the master bedroom. He came outside in his robe. She gave him a fellatio right there. His back was turned to me. She gave him a fellatio. You knocked on the door. I came and opened the door for you. Puff went in the room. You came in the room and kissed that girl dead in her mouth. Now I'm telling that because you taking up for somebody that you know and a lot of more people know didn't do you right when you was at Diddy camp.
The official story is that Lil Reed shared how Usher introduced Justin Bieber to him when Bieber was just 14 years old. In his 2016 memoir, Reed described how Usher brought Bieber to him like a gift, calling the young artist beautiful. This moment is often highlighted as a key point in Bieber's career, but when you look at the bigger picture, some people cannot help but wonder what really went on behind these big introductions and industry moves.
Me plus you, I'ma tell you one time. I'ma tell you one time. I'ma tell you one time. One time when I met you, come on. Wow.
I ain't mean to stop you like that, but this is only a tease. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you, Island Def Jam recording artist, Justin Bieber. It's getting ready to go down. Just so you know, we're in the studio right now working on it. Get ready because it's going to be big. Ain't that right, Justin?
That's right.
That's right. So look out. We're coming.
Bieber, who became a global superstar at just 15 with his debut single One Time in 2009, was first discovered by Scooter Braun when he was 12. Braun found him on YouTube covering songs by Usher and Chris Brown, but it was Usher who gave Bieber his big break by introducing him to La Reid, who signed Bieber to Island Records. Reid shared the story in his memoir, remembering a call from Usher in October 2008. Usher told Reid to stay in the office that afternoon because he had something special to show him at 4 p.m. Usher showed up with a 14-year-old Justin Bieber, and Reid described Bieber as beautiful in a way men rarely are and talked about how Bieber instantly turned on the charm. Sounds a little strange, right? That is because the whole story raises questions and makes you wonder what really happens behind these powerful music industry connections and why certain patterns seem to keep repeating themselves.
Cameron, he did an interview and he told a story about how he went to Diddy house with Mace.
Yeah.
And he fought the dildo in the sink.
I think that was crazy. I think that was out of, and then Mace said that was Puffs. I think he said Mace said that was Puffs, but Mace was in the bathroom with it. I don't know what that was all about, man, but that was real weird to me. That was crazy.
Crazy, man. But before we get off of that, right, I remember you told me a while ago that, you know, Mace, he used to live with Diddy, and he know a lot of stuff about Diddy that a lot of people don't know.
Man, it's a lot of stuff that Mace and Usher know that they ain't telling about Diddy. There's a lot of stuff that they know. Can you imagine, bruh? Can you really imagine?
What you mean by Usher, though?
Usher used to stay with Diddy, too, when he was younger. And this was years ago. So the locks ain't got nothing to do with what I'm saying. This the kind of, man, listen here. It's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. But I want to talk about this lawsuit by Dunn, right? And I want to get your opinion on it. It's a part in this lawsuit where she alleges that she was at a dinner with Neo, Usher, and Jimmy Iovine. And Diddy, he punched Cassie in the stomach and no one did anything. How you feel about that?
They were part of the dinner and they watched Cassie get abused in front of, Puffy abused Cassie in front of them. And neither one of those men, and they probably security was around too, did nothing to stop what he had did to Cassie. Now that's just crazy right there, bro. That is just crazy. Usher probably got a daughter. Neo probably got kids, I don't know. Jimmy Iovine, you know, he take about 15, 20 scoops of sugar in his coffee. So, all those cats there, supposed to be men, watch that lady get abused right there in public, and they did nothing, brother. They did nothing. That goes to show you the power that he had mentally over them. Here go a woman witnesses, and this witnessing it, and said, they said nothing. Yo, man, stop, don't do that. Yo, not here, bro. Easy, nothing. Don't do nothing, say something. She said they didn't do anything and they didn't say nothing. That's the bad thing about it. If you're not gonna do nothing, open your damn mouth and say something. And that's a lot wrong with our people right now.
Bieber immediately sat at the piano, started singing, then picked up a guitar and performed like he had been doing this his whole life. Usher proudly introduced him, saying this is Justin Bieber. La Reid was blown away. He saw right away that Bieber was more than just a singer. he was a natural-born entertainer. When Usher said he had a gift, he really meant it. Reed signed Bieber quickly, though they still had to bring his parents into the process since Justin was still underage. Reed even pointed out how Bieber's hair almost covering his eyes became just as iconic as his music. That look became part of Bieber's whole image. In his memoir, Reed kept praising Bieber, calling his charisma and star power something special. Reed said Justin was simply beautiful and his face was his superpower. But it was not just about his looks, it was the way he instantly connected with people. He was naturally lovable and full of life, while other artists had to work to build their image. Bieber had it from the start. Usher was a huge part of his rise, acting as both a mentor and someone who truly cared about him. Usher later said their relationship went beyond business. He felt a deep personal connection to Bieber and was proud to help him grow.
Welcome to the family, John.
Bieber quickly became part of Diddy's close circle, with Diddy stepping in as another mentor during those early years. But what Diddy may not have seen coming is that his connection to both Usher and Bieber would eventually come back around, because according to Gene Deal, Usher was around for a lot of Diddy's behind-the-scenes moments, and that could be a major problem for Diddy. Now Usher knowing those secrets changes everything, and people are starting to connect the dot.
16. Slow down. Let's slow down, Justin.
Okay.
Let's slow down, okay?
One step at a time.
But yeah, the keys is yours when you get 16. You're good to go.
I'm good to go.
Yeah. And then when you get 18, you get the house. You get the mansion.
Okay. I get the mansion.
Yeah.
So where are we off to now?
Where would you like to go?
I mean, wherever you want to go. Where are we going?
So check this out, yo. Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. I have been given custody of him. He signed to Usher.
And now people are waking up to Diddy's treatment of Justin Bieber. Justin is reportedly disgusted by the serious accusations coming out against Diddy, who was once a mentor to him in his early career. According to a source who spoke to Us Weekly, Justin has been told to stay far away from Diddy and anything connected to him. But it sounds like Justin is more than okay with that. The source said Justin wants nothing to do with Diddy anymore. Another insider revealed that Justin is in a tough place mentally right now, trying to process everything because he has such a long history with Diddy and the situation is hitting hard. People are also starting to ask why Justin's team ever allowed him to be mentored by Diddy when he was just a kid. Sources told the Daily Mail that Bieber should have never been out partying with Diddy or anyone else at that young age, and now looking back, it all raises some serious questions. These sources claim that Bieber was basically thrown to the wolves by his mother, Patty Millette, and his mostly absent father, Jeremy Bieber. They also point to Usher, since Bieber was signed to his label, and say Usher holds some responsibility to one moment people keep bringing up happened in November 2009 when a 15-year-old Bieber spent a well-known 48-hour stretch with Diddy at the rapper's home. What exactly happened during that time has always been a big question, and it continues to make people look back at the situation with new eyes.
Friends in a strange way,
It's like Robin Big.
Yeah, it's like exactly.
I'm big in it, Robin.
Yeah. No, I mean, to a lot of us, he's like a little brother. You know what I'm saying? He's not afraid to call and ask for advice. He's somebody that, in the industry-wise, the record industry is a strong family, and he's somebody that, we definitely have our arms around, and we want to protect him because he's such genuinely a nice person. Besides his talent. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the greatest kids that you could ever know.
Justin, Diddy bought
his son a Bentley. Maybe, you know, he could buy you one also while you're
He
out.
got me a Lamborghini. And
Oh, well, that's nice.
I haven't gotten it yet, though.
Yeah, I know. When is that coming, that Lamborghini? We talked about this last
He
time.
had the Lamborghini for a day or two, and he had access to the house, and he knows better than be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television. Apparently not. Everything ain't...
Another resurfaced video of Diddy and Bieber is now sparking debate among fans. Some people are wondering if Diddy was actually checking to see if Bieber was wearing a wire during their conversation. The moment felt off to a lot of viewers, and it quickly caught attention in another video. Diddy is seen asking Bieber why they do not hang out anymore and why they are not as close as they used to be. Fans are now looking back at these old clips with fresh eyes and asking what was really going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, my mom's is gorgeous. Let me introduce you to my mom, called Mom Dukes.
Hi.
She's getting a drip with me. She's hydrating. What's up, Mom?
Everything's good, baby. I'm here with you.
Yeah.
I love you.
I love you too.
My baby.
Mom, freshly dipped though. I was just trying to show you. Yeah, my mom's is single. Mom's is single. I ain't gonna hate on my mom's. She's single. Me and my mom talked about one time doing a dating show with her. And she's so picky. She's so picky, they don't stand. But yeah, that'd be the funniest show in the world.
It will be, especially with me.
I don't even want to get started if she was doing that. We're not doing that. Cause yeah, my mom's single. Yeah, for real. Mom Duke know how to have a good time. She ain't sitting in the house playing. Outside moving and shaking, baby. She come with me to strip club. I don't care. For real. It's my dog. You know, I want to live life. We out here moving and grooving. So my mom told me, she just said, keep moving, baby.
That's right.
Keep moving.
Don't stop.
She could touch.
Puff overheard the situation. While I was going to get food, Puff came out and said, "Yo, I am tired of this. Why you always messing with Gene? Leave Gene alone." This came straight from Puff himself right there in his office, and people were there who saw it happen. After that, Paul started bringing in this other guy from around our block named Stretch, who was knacked to start covering some of my shifts. That is when I said to myself, I am done with this. I am not with it anymore. And that is how it ended. That is how we fell out. So she was actually trying to get at you. She kept bothering you, but you were not checking for it. You were not interested at all. You were not feeling it. You did not find her attractive, not even a little bit. So yeah, the whole situation with that family is really messy. And that is without even mentioning all the lawsuits his sons are dealing with right now. So what do you think is going to happen next for Diddy? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.